Tonight's homecoming showdown between Prospect and Maine West. I'm Nick Benitez, and I'm joined tonight by
Carter Thomas. Nick, what should we be expecting to see tonight out on the field?
I think what we're going to see on the field is a very strong Prospect offense going against Maine West. I think Prospect's going to take every chance they get and capitalize on everything. What do you think?
Yeah, I tend to agree. Prospect has a better record, and their strength of schedule has been a little bit harder than Maine West. And the last few matches for Maine West have been a little tough, so I see a strong Prospect victory for tonight.
Last week, Maine West went against Hersey, lost 40-0. Last week, Prospect went up against Niles West and lost and won 60-7.
Correct. Yeah, so it's definitely the odds are definitely in Prospect's favor. It's just up to them to make that sort of or take advantage of their situation here and try to get a strong win.
Maine West's record right now is 1-2 with a win against Elk Grove, a loss against Hersey and Wakanda. Prospect is 2-1 with a win against Stevenson and Niles West, and they lost against Palatine 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, Prospect's only loss to Palatine was, I believe, a one-score game, so that shouldn't rub too much off of their standing so far. They are, however, missing three key pieces to their team. I believe one on offense, two on defense.
I think so, yes.
Yeah. So they're missing Lucas Dinas, who's out for the season. Jackson Parrish, I believe, is also out for the season. And then Colin Fouch, who I believe is out until the start of the playoffs in, I believe, October. So it'll be interesting to see how the lineup switches and Prospect handle that. But we are about to start our opening kickoff.
Prospect back to receive.
Back to receive is Nate Sitchie, number 6, and number 26, Matthew Donnelly, both working in the backfield together. Seemed to work the first home game against Stevenson.
Sebo to kick for Maine West.
Let's see how Sebo can kick off for them.
This kickoff is sponsored by the Knee Law Firm, a proud sponsor of the 2025 Prospect football team. As Nate Sitchie takes it up the field, around the 30, going out to the sideline here. Oh my goodness, all the way up to around the 50-yard line. He'll be ran out of bounds. Strong showing so far.
Sitchie's immense speed is the reason why he's going to be a main target for this Prospect offense, with junior Jackson Gaccini at quarterback.
First and 10 Prospect.
So Prospect looks like they'll place him a little further down than we expected. Or nope, right at the 49. So quite a strong start. That places them 20 yards further than if it was a touchback. So quite a great return from Nate Sitchie there.
See if this Prospect offense can start hot.
Little fake handoff out to Sitchie on the sideline. Gets the first down. Brought down around the 37.
I had a conversation with Jackson Gaccini, the quarterback, the other day. He said he feels real confident with the offense for the upcoming few weeks. They said they should win out.
Yeah. I'm not too sure what their upcoming matches are, but this will be a strong indicator of how they'll perform. We're going to start a new play here. We got 16 in the backfield. That'll be Jacob Sutton. But looks like it goes off to Sitchie again and brought down around, or taken outside around the 27. Another first down.
Sitchie for another Prospect. First and 10.
So Maine West next games are going to be against Niles North and a few others. But so far, this will probably be their toughest opponent besides Hersey. As a nice grab from Donnelly. Takes it off to the side. Oh my, down at the 10. Nice tackle by number 4, and he scores.
That touchdown sponsored by Lakeside Bank, a proud sponsor of the 2025 Prospect football team. Donnelly's way to handle himself on the field is real nice because he's shifty and quick with his small frame.
Yeah, even that situation when Caccini was quite pressured, he was able to get the ball out. Donnelly was able to make a nice catch, but it looks like they're taking this back. Must have been a flag down somewhere. Let's see what the referees indicate. Looks like a holding on the offense here. Gonna bring it back 5 yards, looks like.
That's penalty against Prospect.
Yeah, so unfortunately that's gonna be rolled back due to a penalty. So let's see if they can replicate that streak right there. Got Sutton in the backfield again. Fake handoff, looking to Sitchy. Oh no, hit Sutton right there. 20. So he'll fall around the 7. Another great pass and play action right there.
That's enough for another Prospect. 1st and 10.
This Prospect's off to a hot start in the first quarter and first possession. They need to keep the momentum going through this whole game.
Yeah, so far, Nathan Sitchy has been the receiver of the game. He's already got 30 passing yards in just 2 plays. Looks like a short play action here off to Sutton again. Down to the 10, and he scores.
That touchdown sponsored by Lakeside Bank, a proud sponsor of the 2025 Prospect football team.
Yeah, so pretty clean first drive for the Knights there. Didn't really see much resistance at all. So now they'll be squaring up for the extra point with David Martin going to be kicking, most likely. Or are they going for a 2-point conversion here?
That's what it seems like with Caccini out on the field. Oh, now they switched it up.
Interesting. They'll have 97 kicking the ball.
Carlos Severo.
With Caccini as the placeholder, interestingly enough. We might see a trick play here. Doesn't look like it, but he'll make the extra point.
That extra point sponsored by Chris Welter's Realtors, proud sponsor of the 2025 Prospect football team.
The opening kickoff was sponsored by the Lee Law Firm and proud sponsor of the 2025.
Maine West in the upcoming few weeks, they have Niles North, Highland Park, Maine East, Vernon Hills, and Niles West.
Prospect football. And the extra point was sponsored by Chris Welter.
So it looks like we'll see a Maine West kickoff starting here. So far, not really seeing any cracks in Prospect's offense, but it looks like we'll take a little bit of a break here as a few coaches come onto the field.
This kickoff will also be sponsored by the Knee Law Firm.
This kickoff is sponsored by the Knee Law Firm, proud sponsor of the 2026 Prospect football team. Looks like Siviero will be kicking this one out from the 40. Receiving, it looks like we have number 8 or number 6. Never mind, can't really tell that far out there.
And Macarello back to receive for Maine West.
Low kick, looks like it'll go out the back. So, no harm done there.
Correction, that was Tate's back to receive. Severo's kick goes into the end zone. That's going to be a touchback. 1st and 10, Maine West.
All right, so Maine West will start at the 25-yard line. I believe their quarterback today is going to be, looks like number 5. They do have quite a few quarterbacks listed on their roster, funnily enough. So maybe we'll see a few switch-outs today, depending on the situation.
4 quarterbacks on their roster.
Yeah. We got Fiddler closest to your side on the 25-ish. He's going to be in the backfield as number 9 for Maine West goes out the back. Short little pass to him, and it looks like he makes a completion for a few yards.
Caden Nelson looks like the starting quarterback for the Maine West team. He's a senior like pretty much everyone else except for one kid who's a sophomore.
Yeah, it is pretty interesting how old this team is. We'll see how that changes from next year because judging by their current lineup, they'll have one player that's returning from varsity. So we'll see how that plays out for next year. But so far for the present, there's a solid play there. They got a few yards. It'll be a 2nd and 8. Some movement in the backfield here. All right, pressure right there. Oh, blocked, but not quite enough to get the interception. That would be a block by Emmanuel Sylvester for Prospect. He got a good hand up right there, stopping the play from ever reaching a receiver.
Yes. Batted down.
Let's see if this Prospect defense can shift over to complete the momentum from that scoring drive in such a quick time, and especially losing 2 key players.
Yeah, especially. Yeah, 3rd and 8 here. They're probably going to go for a pass. We'll see what they elect to do, but we do have some decent cornerbacks. 44 gets through, hits a pass out to the sideline. Looks like he'll either be out right at the first down or a little short. The referees look like they're marking him a little bit short.
Nelson's pass complete to Avalos. Pushed out of bounds by Contreras. That's going to bring up 4th and 3.
All right, so 4th down. Looks like they're bringing out their kicking team, which makes sense considering they're on their own 27. To receive, looks like we just have Sitchy. We'll see where he takes it this time. Being signaled to move in a little. Interesting move. All right.
Nate Sitchy's one of those guys that you see him working out in the gym.
Oh, the punt was almost...
And you realize he's one of those hard workers that deserved the opportunity he did get.
That punt was almost blocked right there. You had 3 defensive linemen break through and almost hit that. But either way, the punt got off, but it was very high up. We do see a flag on the field. Potential roughing the kicker. I wonder what they'll assign it as. Yeah, something about roughing the kicker. So they might actually get the first down here. Wow. Really unfortunate mistake there for them. That gives them an extra 15 yards on a 4th down that would have gone maybe 10 yards like onto the 45 where the ball is right now. Really unfortunate mistake there. And yeah, Maine West will get another chance at this drive up to the 45. Place him around the 43, it looks like.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
So as they go for a huddle here, we'll look to see some defensive talent shown off by Fiddler, who's in the bottom of your screen right now, who I believe is covering one of their highest yardage receivers. So we'll see how he handles this assignment. He looks like the receiver tripped off sides, but he hands it off to the middle and is stopped short at the 45. But I do believe that flag there is for offsides. So it might be called back. Yep, offsides on the offense. Or false start, my apologies. So their movement from that roughing the kicker call has kind of moved back again. So they'll now have a 1st and 15, which is a lot harder to deal with than the 1st and 10 they had initially. All right, so they'll snap the ball. They have 1 runner by the quarterback. I don't see them handing this off, maybe to get a few yards to make passes later on a little easier. But I do believe they'd, yep, never mind, handed off the ball, stopped, got through quite a bit, but stopped around the 44-yard line. So this will bring up a 2nd and 9.
This Prospect defense can't make any little mistakes right now to keep this momentum going.
Yeah, the 7-yard rush there on a 1st and 15 is a little worrying to see, considering how they basically held them to 7 combined yards on that first set of 4 downs. They've let them get quite a bit of ground back. We'll see what they let them do with it. All right, the snap. To the middle, number 9 catches it and brought down around the 45 for about a 1-yard gain. Ball might have been fumbled, but as we see another player go down, but I believe they're just going to call it at around the 47.
On that play, brought down by Galbraith and Moran. 3rd and 6.
Yeah, so 3rd and 6 here. We could see another rush, considering their first one got 7 yards, or we could see a little short pass to try and get the first down here. What do you think they're going to do here, Nick?
I think they're going to try it for a run again because the run's been working from the long plays they've needed.
Yeah. Looks like they only have 3 receivers, so there's a good chance that they run it. Not too much action in the backfield here for Prospect. Little short shovel pass, but too short and too low. Marked incomplete for a 4th and 6. They'll certainly kick it here as they're around the 44 again. But we'll see what they plan to do in particular.
Now it's Curran on the Curry.
Don't believe Sitchy's on the field, who is normally their receiver for punts. They look like they're going to go for it, or maybe try to draw an offsides here. Let's see what they try to do. Little confusion on Prospect's end. They are going for it. A deep pass here to 27, or 23, but broken up by Joseph LeBou. Yeah. Yeah, not much of a look there. LeBou had very tight coverage on that receiver throughout the whole route. I think the quarterback simply just didn't have that many other options to go to, and that's kind of why that play was called. But we'll see Prospect starting it up again. I believe we'll see Matthew Donnelly in the backfield with Caccini. All right, Donnelly runs the ball up to about the first down. The ball might have come loose here. You saw a few players dive, but looks like it's still Prospect possession.
In the upcoming weeks for Prospect, we got Buffalo Grove, then Wheeling, then Rolling Meadows, then Hersey. To end our regular season, we have Elk Grove.
Yeah, so pretty strong schedule, honestly. Hersey game is going to be a real close one. Both teams have shown similar strength here with a few blowouts each. And I believe Hersey might be 3-0, but Prospect's been pretty close on their tail in terms of record. As Prospect brings it down to get the first down, I believe.
Mason and Greer. That's going to be 1st and 10.
All right, Donnelly in the backfield again with Caccini. See some movement there from Sitchy. Little short shovel, back to 2 shovels, back to Caccini. He needs to get rid of it, and he is sacked at around the 43-yard line.
Caccini sacked in the backfield.
Yeah, so Hersey's record is actually 1-2 this year, so maybe Prospect has a decent chance of taking him down in a few weeks, but we'll see how that plays out. Most of the losses have been 2-score games, around 2 or 1 score, besides their win over Maine West, which is by 48-0. So far, Maine West is holding on decently well with that sack right there. 2nd and long, we'll see a fake rush. Almost picked, but good catch by, I believe that is Sitchy. Or no, not Sitchy. That is going to be Gordon Kemp.
Caccini's pass complete to Kemp.
That'll bring up, I believe, 3rd and short. Looks like about 2 or 3 yards. Might see a handoff here. Yep, it's Donnelly. He gets through pretty easily. Brought down around the 17. So that'll be a first down for the Knights as they advance closer to their goal.
First down. Brought down by Delatorre and Akinsanya.
All right, we see Sitchy off at the top of your screen here. And Kemp and Jurtis down at the bottom. The long ball to Sitchy. Looks behind him a little, but he gets in for the touchdown.
And that's a touchdown. Caccini connects with Sitchy.
It's a great pass for Jackson Caccini. That throw on the money.
Yeah. That is going to be Prospect's 2nd touchdown.
That touchdown
So that'll be around 30, 40 yards for Nathan Sitchie for tonight.
That touchdown sponsored by Lakeside Bank, a proud sponsor of the 2025 Prospect football team.
We'll see another interesting setup here as they seem to do the same thing as they did last time with Caccini place holding and Cicero kicking the ball. Extra point, and it's good.
That extra point sponsored by Chris Welter's Realtor, a proud sponsor of the 2025 Prospect football team. Nova and Parker, the Training 10 sponsor, would like to thank the Prospect Knights staff, players, cheer, band, and most importantly, the school's parents and patrons who have helped support our business and employees for 61 years in Mount Prospect and 112 years in all. We appreciate it. Thank you, and go Knights.
Touchdown with taste at Constantinople, the family-friendly restaurant in the heart of downtown Mount Prospect. Score big with the Neapolitan-style pizza, perfect for fueling up before. All
right, so we'll be squaring off for another kickoff here. This kickoff is brought to you by the Knee Law Firm once again.
Vaccarello and Tate back to receive for Maine West. Severo back to kick for Prospect.
All right, so we have Tate and Vaccarello receiving for Maine West side. We'll see how they take this kick. A little low. It'll be received around the 2-yard line. He chooses to run it up. Broke through a few tackles out to the sideline. Fantastic run. Gets out around the 47, but there is a flag on the field. Possible holding.
Receiving. Bring it out near the 50, but there's a flag on the play.
All right, so it looks like they'll be marking, or it'll be against Maine West.
That's holding against the Warriors.
So they'll be brought back a few yards for around a 1st and 15, I believe.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Okay, they'll just move them back, so it'll be a 1st and 10 instead. That's an unfortunate holding call there. They would have been almost another 20 yards up the field, but unfortunately, there was a little bit of holding, which caused them to be marked back. Further at the bottom of the screen there. And we'll have a few defensive backs trying to rush towards the quarterback. Little handoff. Makes it a few yards, maybe 1 or 2, before being brought down. Looks like Curran and Ron Contreras were there to make that tackle, along with a ton of other Knights.
That was Alvarez on the carry, gained him about 1. Sylvester on the tackle for the Knights. 2nd and 9.
All right, we'll see Maine West formulating a play right here. Looks like they're lining up in close formation. Might see another handoff here. Looks like they're going for a short pass, but way long, and there's a lot of pressure to that quarterback.
Pass incomplete. That brings up 3rd and 9.
Yeah, 3rd and 9 here. They're probably going to elect for another pass play. It is unfortunate that quarterback for Maine West is not getting a lot of time. He's getting pressured almost immediately. What do you think Maine West can do to stop that, Nick?
I think they just got to be smarter with the route running and make sure they give their quarterback enough time and get a little bit of space.
Yeah. Especially their defensive or their offensive line kind of needs to hold it a little better just to give them some more time. It is pretty difficult to get the ball downfield when you only have a few seconds at most to throw the ball. Okay, we'll see the snap here. 5 breaks through. Sideline pass here. Makes it to around the 42 before being out of bounds.
Nelson's pass complete to Avalos, pushed out of bounds by LeBou. That's enough for a Maine West Warrior. 1st and 10.
All right, so Maine West is making their way back up the field. They certainly have a chance to keep on going. They've shown some pretty good flashes of on-the-spot decision-making, especially with our quarterback Nelson here. It's just unfortunate that sometimes there's not enough coverage and not enough time for him to make a deciding pass. But that time it played out quite well. See some movement in the backfield, handing it off to 21. Brought down by Curran. Forward progress seems to have stopped around the 41.
That was Curran, Moran, Galbraith on the stop, probably some others. Brought down behind the line of scrimmage, that's going to be 2nd and 12.
All right. So we'll see a few more receivers on the bottom of your screen here. They might elect for a pass. Still one man in the backfield with them. We'll see if their offensive line can hold up here. Hear a whistle from the refs. Guessing a timeout from one team or another. Looks like Maine West.
Timeout Warriors.
Yeah, so Maine West will use their first timeout here. This gives us a chance to celebrate one of our sponsors. Touchdown with Taste at Cantinapoli, the family-friendly restaurant in the heart of downtown Mount Prospect. Score big with their Neapolitan-style pizza, perfect for fueling up before or celebrating after the game. Make Cantinapoli your go-to spot for a winning game day experience.
We appreciate it. Thank you and go Knights. Please direct your attention to the Playback Pet, sponsored by Saratoga Rescue. Your pets are family and they deserve the best. Saratoga Rescue Pet Care offers walks, visits, and pet sitting. For worry-free pet care, please go to www.saratogarescue.com.
The Prospect football team would like to recognize our Gold Game sponsor for tonight's homecoming game, Frederick's Funeral Home, the only family-owned and operated funeral home in both Mount Prospect and Arlington Heights. Hank Fredrickson, the owner, was a member of the 1984 the football team, and his son Jack was a member of the 2020 team.
All right, so Maine West going for the snap here, 2nd and 12. Immediate pressure as 11 gets there. Short pass out to 9 on Maine West team, but it's unable to make the move. Little pack on the back there from Benjamin Galbraith. We've seen some great pressure so far from the Prospect defensive line. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to make too many sacks, but the pressure is enough for them to force the ball out of the quarterback's hands and make inaccurate passes, which is exactly what they're aiming for.
If this Prospect defense can keep this pressure up, it's going to start turning real fast back to the offense.
Yep. We'll see a 3rd and 12 here. They'll probably elect to throw it downfield. Even though the run game has been pretty solid, that's probably the correct option here, just to try and make the first down. Immediate pressure from 5. Little block, but looks like a lot of Prospect Knights will bring them down around the 37.
A lot of boys got them there.
We'll certainly see a kick here as they switch their units for their punting unit.
That's going to bring up 4th down.
Sitchy will receive for the Knights.
4th and long.
It's around 4th and 15 here, and they will punt. Let's see if the Prospect defense can break through once again, as they've done against the quarterback. Maybe they can do the same with the punter, like they almost did on that 4th and 3 play back at the beginning of one drive ago. Fiddler almost gets in, maybe deflects it a little. Another short kick, looks like off to the sideline. Around the 52.
Almost lands on Joe LeBou's head when he was going with the Maine West Warrior player. When he slipped, it almost landed right on his head.
Yeah, that would have been an unfortunate turn of events if that managed to bounce back in bounds, but fortunately Prospect's able to recover the ball at their 48. All right, looks like we'll see a handoff here. Makes it way past the first down marker, down the field. We will see past the 20, past the 10, and that is a touchdown Knights by Matthew Donnelly.
That touchdown sponsored by Lakeside Bank, a proud sponsor of the 2025 Prospect football team.
52-yard rush right there. That is perfect blocking by our Knights offensive line, and that ultimately leads to a fantastic break into a touchdown.
Donnelly has such a bright future ahead of him. Dual sport athlete in football and baseball.
Looks like that'll be about his 100th rushing yard already for the Knights, or for him in particular, with that 52-yard rush. But we'll see as Siviero attempts to make the extra point. Snap, and the kick, and it is good.
That extra point sponsored by Chris Welter's Realtor, a proud sponsor of the 2025 Prospect football team.
We'll already see a 21-0 score here for the Knights, just in the first quarter alone. Very strong showing here. We have seen some good flashes from both teams, but it looks like Prospect's going to take the lead here by quite a bit.
Sponsored by Chris Welter Realtor, a proud sponsor of the 2025 Prospect football team. This kickoff is sponsored by the Maine Law Firm, a proud sponsor of 2025 Prospect football.
All right. So we will see Siviero kicking off once again. So we see the Knights ready to kick off, and we see Tatum, I believe it's Vicero in the backfield again to receive. Around the 5 or 3 yard line, bounces back. What a kick! Picked up around the 5, strips through a few tackles there before ultimately being brought down by Kirkland Hammerstrom and Flanders. That kickoff sponsored by the Knee Law Firm.
It's such an exciting feeling that I get to go to a Prospect game because of the atmosphere around the stadium and seeing the Prospect offense and defense go off.
Yeah, we'll see the ball picked up around the 23. A decent rush considering it was picked up around the 5. We'll see how Maine West can respond here. Hopefully they can get the ball out of their own territory.
Stay tuned for the end of the game when we announce the Hubby's Doghouse player of the game. They will be making their own hot dog, and it will be named after them.
All right, brought down by, I believe, Curran. Looks like about a yard gain or a yard short.
It's Curran and a couple others behind the line of scrimmage with the stop. They're at the line of scrimmage. That's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
All right, so it looks like it'll be marked exactly at the line of scrimmage. So we'll see a 2nd and 10 coming up.
I think there was Pepsnick in on that as well.
So we'll see a huddle from Maine West. Let's see what they can do with this play. Looks like they have their typical formation here. So they could either elect for a run or a pass. I'm thinking a pass because it's 2nd and long, but we'll see how much time their quarterback has. Looks like the quarterback will sneak it himself. Brought down by Curran and 33, which is Ryan Contreras, quite short of the marker. So it'll be 3rd and 13. Almost certainly having to pass here to try and get it out of their own territory. Don't really want to give the ball up this close.
By Curran, Reedy, Galbraith. It's going to bring up 3rd and 12.
All right, 3rd and 12 here. Certainly, we might see another play-action play, as we've seen a few of them from Maine West here. With the lack of time that the quarterback tends to have in the pocket, he needs to find some short passes to try and get the ball out of his hands and into someone else's. No running back next to him to start the play, so it looks like he will be passing. Oh, a jump there from Prospect. Doesn't look like he went off sides, though. Deep throw, tight coverage, and picked off, it looks like, by Cade Moran at around the 50-yard line.
Cade Moran. That's a turnover for the Knights.
That interception is sponsored by Local Shirt Company, a proud sponsor of the 2025 Prospect football team.
First and 10 Prospect at the 50-yard line.
All right, so not a lot of time left on the clock. It looks like about 11 seconds here, so this might be their last play. We'll see what they elect to do with this. Stitchy movement in the backfield, switching sides here to the bottom of our screen. Snap. Caccini finds number 4 in the middle. He makes it to the 40, still standing, makes it to the 30, and time will stop at 3.2 seconds. That's a great catch by Gordon Kemp and a great continuation from there.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
We'll see Prospect start a new set of downs from the 30 as the ball is spotted there.
Is it just me, or you've seen a lot of helmets fly off during this game?
Yeah, there has been quite a bit. Looks like some rough play from both teams, but unfortunately for Maine West, Prospect's been hitting a little bit harder.
First quarter, Prospect leads 21-0.
All right, time will expire for the first quarter as Prospect takes a commanding lead of 21-0.
As homecoming festivities earlier today, Prospect High School inducted 3 new members to its Distinguished Alumni Wall of Fame. These alumni took part in the Nighttime Assembly and met with students throughout the day to share their stories and provide words of encouragement to every night. We'd like to recognize these individuals now in the North End Zone. Congratulations. Designer and publisher who has worked with Muzzle, Aaron Reese from the class of 2014. Aaron is an All-American NCAA athlete, was a member of the 2024 USA Olympic team, and competed in the Paris Olympic Games in the hammer throw.
All right, so today we're celebrating some of our distinguished alumni, including Aaron Reese, who is a 2024 Paris Olympic athlete, I believe class of 2014. She was honored at the homecoming assembly today, and I believe she's in attendance for this game. We'll see if Prospect can continue their push forward up into the red zone. So far, Caccini is a perfect 6 for 6 with 92 yards. He'll elect to pass it downfield. Stitchy wide open for the touchdown.
That's a touchdown.
27-0 Knights.
For another 6.
Number 26, Matthew Donnelly with 61 rushing yards in the first. Number 10, Jackson Caccini with 88 passing yards in the first. This Prospect offense is off to a real hot start. And to start the second quarter, 1 pass, 1 play. Touchdown to Nate Situ by Jackson Caccini.
Yeah, so far been very dominant game by Prospect as Siviero kicks the extra point for them.
That touchdown was sponsored by Lakeside Bank.
The extra point is good as Prospect takes a 28-0 lead.
The extra point is sponsored by Chris Welter's Realtor.
The extra point is sponsored by Chris Welter Realtor, a proud sponsor of 2025 Prospect football.
All right, so we'll see Siviero kick the football from Prospect's about 40-yard line as we see Maine West try to take it up the field once again. Looks like we'll see some time between these two plays.
This kickoff is sponsored by the Knee Law Firm, a proud sponsor of the 2025 Prospect football team.
This kickoff is sponsored by the Knee Law Firm, proud sponsor of the 2025 Prospect football team. We'll see the kick here in a bit. Looks like we see the same Prospect special teams unit that we've had all game as they kick the ball downfield. Looks a little long, and it'll go go for a touchback.
Severo's kick is in the end zone for a touchback.
Carlo has had such an impressive leg through his whole life. When he first started off with soccer, but not for prospect. His freshman year, he started doing football and being a kicker and a middle linebacker. But growing up, he's always played soccer and he's always had the leg on him.
Yeah, and that kicking ability is really shown here with the last punt in or kickoff in particular, bouncing around the 2-yard line and only being picked up around the 5. He shows like insane kicking ability, and so far he's been 3 for 3 on extra points. 4 for 4 on extra points, and his kickoffs have been very well placed. We'll see the snap here from Maine West. Elect to throw it. Pressure here. Short pass. He'll gain a few yards before being brought down around the 25 for a gain of 4.
Nelson's pass complete to Tate. Brought down by Galbraith and Contreras. Gain of 4 on that play.
All right, clock is ticking right past the 11-minute mark around as we see Maine West try to move the ball further down the field. That short little play action was pretty successful there, considering the circumstances. Nelson had 2 prospect rushes right up in his face, and he was able to get the ball out just in time for a catch and a run. Elects for a handoff. Brought down around the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard or 2 further. We see some late contact here, but nothing too serious. Okay, we'll see a 3rd and 4 at the 26-yard line. Team Maine West is going to huddle again as they look for their sideline for guidance.
3rd and 4.
See D'Angelo at the bottom of your screen and Fiddler at the top. They'll be covering the main receivers for Maine West. Cade Moran also up there with Fiddler. Snap. Deep throw here to number 9. Broken up and a hit by 22 as well. Joseph LeBou breaking that up alongside D'Angelo. Might be late to get up here. We might see an injury, unfortunately.
That's never a good sign.
No. It did. There was. You kind of see that coming with the ball flight, and D'Angelo was covering him, and then you see LeBou coming sideways onto him, and that's just going to be a 2-way contact, which is never that great of a sign here. Can't exactly see what's going on from up here, but we wish him the best.
We did that against Stevenson.
All right, we see Tate getting up there, which is always a good sign. A proud sponsor of Prospect Football, Local Shirt Company is your hometown source for custom apparel and promotional products. Outfit your team, club, or employees, all designed and printed locally. Check us out at localshirtco.com. Let's go Knights. All right, so I believe that'll take a timeout from Maine West there, as we see them bring out their kicking unit. All right, we have Sitchy in the backfield once again. He's creeping in a little more than usual because of how those last 2 punts have went. They've been pretty short. We see some more pressure. A little awkward snap off to the bottom of your screen. Take a weird bounce towards him. Fumbles with the ball a little. Dodges a tackle. Dodges 2 more. He is running around the 30. You see a block here from number 3 on Prospect as he makes his way past the opposing team's 40 and gets out at around Maine West 30-yard line. What a recovery there from that awkward pickup. He's able to dodge several tacklers to get all the way down to the 30.
Right near the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 Prospect.
Stay to the end of the game for when we announce the dog of the game, sponsored by Hubby's Doghouse in Mount Prospect. Whoever wins the player, who is dog of the game, will be able to create their own hot dog and have it named after them.
All right, we see a handoff here to Donnelly. He'll make his way about 6 yards up the field before taken down by, I believe that is number 23 for Maine West. That'll be Stefano Culota.
So it's Donnelly with the carry. Donnelly was brought down by a PB.
I would see Caccini make a throw here to the downfield, or backfield, sorry. Looks like there was a little bit of arm-to-arm contact here, but no flag.
3rd and 5.
See a 3rd and 5 here for the Knights. This play call could go either way, considering they're so close to the end zone. Even if they're 3rd and 5, like if it's a handoff, even if they're a few yards short, they can definitely go for it in this situation. We'll see what they elect to do, though. Oh, looks like, yep. Offsides by Maine West. Looks like a few players jumped there.
Flag on the play.
So that'll pretty much give Prospect the automatic first down right up in the red zone.
Great spot for this offense to be in.
Yeah, didn't even have to make a choice there on that play. They really just got kind of lucky and are now have the first down.
That's enough for a Prospect 1st and 10.
All right, the snap to Caccini. Sitchy off to the sideline. Wow, what a great demonstration of speed. He is already in the end zone, dodging 2 more tacklers. 34-0 Knights. I believe that is his 3rd touchdown of the night, if I remember correctly. Quite an impressive showing here.
This Prospect offense is such a fun offense to watch.
Yeah, exactly. With Sitchy especially, like his running ability is pretty much unmatched after he gets that ball in his hands. Not much you can do to stop him. We'll see Prospect elect for the extra point. Sevier picking once again. Looks a little low, but managed to go through. Not exactly sure what happened there.
That touchdown was sponsored by Lakeside Bank. And the extra point is sponsored by Chris Welter Realtor.
All right, so 35-0 here before the half. Prospect might want to keep their foot on the gas, but we'll see what they elect to play like over the next few drives here. Looks like they'll keep their starting unit in rotation here for the special teams. We'll see what they elect to do with their general offensive strategy. But they might want to give a few guys on their team a chance as well. About 9 minutes left here in the second quarter as Prospect prepares to kick off from their own 40-yard line. And the kick. Another low-flying one. Looks like it'll be a touchback. Back to the 20 here.
Severo's kick goes into the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 Warriors at the 20-yard line.
That kickoff was sponsored by the Knee Law Firm.
All right, Maine West here will start at the 20. Is it running back by the quarterback? You could see a collection of plays here. All right, we see a little run for a few yards. Good. Looks like it's brought down by, I believe, Curran.
Carry for the Warriors.
So far, our prospect offense has been fantastic. Caccini is 9 for 10 on his receptions with 176 yards and 3 touchdowns. Sitchi, our prospect's top receiver, has 126 yards and 2 touchdowns of his own. Truly a fantastic showing from the Knights. See the snap here at 2nd and 7. Nelson elects to pass it. Looks like incomplete, brought down by D'Angelo as Doris is unable to make that catch. Looks like a little low to his feet. 3rd down and long here. We'll likely see another pass, considering their running game hasn't been able to get 7 yards very much this game. Looks like 2 flea flickers, but number 5 tries to make a tackle, but ultimately brought down by Curran, and it looks like Gerdes as well. Apologies, Reedy there making that tackle.
Pepsic and Curran on the stop.
Prospect defense with another stop, making it 4th and 9. With Sitchi setting it back up in the backfield. Let's see if he can do what he did last time.
He's back around the 44-yard line, 46. That's probably around where you'd want to be, unless there's like a block or a short kick like a few other times. Little awkward snap, almost blocked. Maybe a little bit of a finger on it. Takes a strange bounce around the 50-yard line as Maine West finally touches it as it comes to a stop.
Beth Dazos at Properties is a motivator realtor who provides personal service, ensuring each client needs are met. Whether you are a first-time home buyer or a seasoned investor, Beth Dazos has the expertise and dedication to help you achieve your real estate goals.
All right, still looks like Prospect has their starting rotation out on the field. We'll see Sitchi on the bottom of your screen, guarded by Ethan Wu. We'll see a handoff here as Donnelly makes quite a run there, despite being off balance for most of it. Makes his way down to Maine West 38-yard line.
That's the thing about Matthew Donnelly. He doesn't have to be fully moving for it to go.
Yeah, his own momentum can take him wherever, even if he's not perfectly balanced. He has some great hand-eye coordination to keep himself up like that. All right, elects for a little flick there to Donnelly. Runs out around the 31-yard line for, looks like a 7-yard gain.
That was Donnelly with the carry. Brought down by Dellatorre. That's going to be 2nd down and 3.
All right, 7 minutes left in the half. Prospect has plenty of time to make it into the red zone and score. We'll see what they can do with this play. You see Sitchi move up and his defender following. Snap. A lot of pressure here. Short pass to Sitchi as he weaves his way through traffic. Almost jukes his way out of that, but looks like he got grabbed by the ankle a little. That stopped him. But it will be a Knight first down. I believe Sitchi is nearing that 150-yard mark already before the half is even over. An impressive showing.
Brought down by Dellatorre and Sebo.
I've seen few, if any, mistakes from Nate Sitchi here tonight. It's kind of demonstrating why he's already committed to Harvard for football. Donnelly makes another run, brought down around the 19 for a 2-yard gain.
Donnelly gains about 3 on that play. Brought down by Arroyo and Abibi. 2nd and 7.
If Prospect can keep their momentum through the whole rest of the season and going into playoffs, I have real high hopes for them.
Oh, wide open pass here. Brought in by Kemp.
And Caccini's pass complete to Gordon Kemp for a touchdown.
19-yard pass there. Really not much the defense could do with him being that wide open.
That touchdown sponsored by Lakeside Bank.
That touchdown was sponsored by Lakeside Bank, proud sponsor of 2025 Prospect football.
We'll see the Knights take a 41-0 lead before the extra point attempt. Let's see if Sevier can convert once again. And the kick is good.
That extra point sponsored by Chris Welter, Realtor.
The extra point sponsored by Chris Welter, Realtor, proud sponsor of 2025 Prospect football.
From the field to the after party, Misano Salon keeps you looking like the catch. 2 locations to serve you. Mount Prospect and Arlington Heights are proud sponsor of the 2025 Prospect football team.
Club or employees, all designed and printed locally. Check us out, localshirtsco.com. Let's go Knights. And this kickoff again sponsored by the Knee Law Firm, another proud sponsor of 2025 Prospect football.
All right, we'll see Sevier kick it off. This kickoff brought to you by the Knee Law Firm. Looks like this will be another touchback. Elects to pick it up. He must have called for a fair catch there. So it will be a touchback.
That kick is going to be a touchback. 1st and 10, Warriors.
So the Warriors will take it up at around the 20. Right, snap here. Handoff. 21. Oh, looks like a face mask. I don't know why that wasn't called. It looked like a pretty clear hands to the face here. As Luis Avalos runs the ball up a few yards. Brought out of bounds by Rock Reedy.
Loss of 1 on the play. 2nd and 11.
See if Prospect's defense can give the offense one more time before the half. See if they can put up the same amount of points as Hersey did against them last week in just a half.
Probably like to pass this. Down to 16. And a hard hit there by Fiddler, it looks like. Quite a hit.
That's Fiddler with the stop for the Knights.
3rd and 11 here. They'll probably look for another pass.
3rd and 11.
Not much they can really do so far on these type of plays. We'll see if they can convert the first down. Looks like they have 4 receivers lined up. The snap. 2 Prospect defenders get through and off behind him a little bit.
Pass incomplete.
Incomplete pass. We'll give a 4th and long.
4th down, 4th and 11.
This prospect defense is not giving the offense a chance to breathe at all.
Yeah, Maine West has really been stifled here, especially because of our star-studded defense. Even without 2 great players, they're able to recover and do their jobs perfectly. We'll see if the defensive line can break through to their kicker this time. They've gotten pretty close the last few punts, as Sitchy is around the 50-yard line ready to receive. Off to the side, a few prospect players get close. Bounces backwards around the Maine West 40.
The Warrior punt is down there in the 40-yard line. That's
Prospect has 40 yards to go. If they make that 40 yards,
yeah, they can certainly make those 40 yards pretty quickly. I believe their last drive from that 40-yard line only took maybe 30 seconds, maybe a little longer, but they can certainly convert pretty quickly here. Snap, handoff to Donnelly as he works his way through, making it around 10 yards for the first down. Eventually brought down by 59 by Maine West, who is, don't quite have his name. Looks like Isaiah Greer. All right, the snap, the handoff to Donnelly once again. Another semi-successful run. The ball was punched out, but it was after his knee was down. Either way, recovered by one of the linemen.
Carry. Stopped by Alicia. Second and 6.
All right, so 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6. You can see we could probably see another run considering how well Donnelly's been doing with these recent carries. Averaging probably over 7 a carry. But they like to do a short pass off to the side to Jacob Sutton as he makes his way all the way almost to the end zone, but marked out of bounds at the 11. Unfortunate for him, but still a first down. Not much to be upset about there.
Near the 10-yard line. Suspect, 1st and 10 at the 11.
All right, so we'll see 4 receivers in play here, but they'll elect to hand it off to Donnelly once again. It'll take a little bit of a horse collar. I do see a flag come in, brought down around the 11. Could definitely be any number of calls here. We'll see what the refs have to say. Yeah, it looks like a face mask or a hands to the face of some sort on Maine West.
Face mask against the Warriors.
So I believe that's half the goal distance because that's normally a 15-yard penalty. But they are at the 11, so looks like they'll place them around the 6. Yeah, so about halfway. New first down here.
1st and goal, Prospect at the 6-yard line.
1st and goal here. Prospect has 4 plays to run it 6 yards. They should be able to take care of this pretty handily. Snap to Gashini, hand off to Donnelly as he works his way outside, outrunning a defender. Still up on his feet despite breaking 2 tackles, brought down by a collection of Maine West Warriors.
That's Donnelly with the carry, gains a couple on that, brings it to the, looks like the 4-yard line.
We'll be seeing the 2nd and 4 for the Prospect Knights to try and make it to the goal. Right, elect for a short pass, pretty low. Looks like the refs are ranking it as incomplete. That throw
Pass incomplete.
intended for, I believe that was Gordon Kemp, if I'm not mistaken. But 3rd and 4 for the Knights.
3rd and goal at the 4-yard line.
That ball was just a little higher, could have been recovered, but unfortunately it wasn't. They might elect to change something up here with this play, considering their last few passes, or last few plays haven't gone too well. Only advanced 2 yards in 2 plays. Whistle, probably an offsides or a false start.
Illegal motion against the Knights.
Illegal motion against the Knights. Okay, so this will bring up a 3rd and 9, I believe. So a little tougher. I believe they're going to do like a close flick to try and run the ball up, but didn't look like they got that chance. So they'll probably like to throw it.
3rd and goal at the 9-yard line.
All right, tries to draw him off sides, looks back to the sideline here. Looks like the Knights will call a timeout.
Timeout, Knights. Bethazzo at Properties is a motivated realtor who provides personalized service, ensuring each client's needs are met. Whether you are a first-time home buyer or a seasoned investor, Bethazzo has the expertise and dedication to help you achieve your real estate goals. From the field to the after party, Misano Salon keeps you looking like the catch. 2 locations to serve you, Mount Prospect and Arlington Heights.
Make sure you stick around to the end of the game when we name the dog of the game, sponsored by Hubby's Doghouse. The person that is named dog of the game will be able to create their own hot dog, and it will be named after them.
All right, we'll see everyone line up once again. Kemp and Sitchy at the bottom of your screen. Looks like a pretty close formation here. Sitchy and Kemp virtually in the exact same spot, just one after the other. You might see a blitz here from the defense. Sitchy runs across, doesn't catch it, but it is targeted for Donnelly as he hurdles to the end zone for a touchdown. 9-yard rush there as the Knights take a 48-0 lead.
This touchdown sponsored by the Lakeside Bank, the proud sponsor of 2025.
Donnelly, Sitchy, and Caccini are all trying to win dog of the game.
Yeah, they've been pretty neck and neck. Caccini has had quite a few rushes that have turned into pretty long drives that have helped the Prospect offense. But Sitchy has shown fantastic speed and receiving yards, I believe approaching 150, maybe already past that number. It will be a pretty close competition as Siviero nails the extra point to make the lead 49-0.
That touchdown is sponsored by Lakeside Bank, and that extra point is sponsored by Chris Welter Realtor.
The concession stands are available at the north end of the home and visitor section. The concession stand is being run by Operation Snowball as a fundraiser. The proceeds will go to support their student experience. The Booster Club will be selling spirit wear through the 3rd quarter.
All right, we see a huddle here from the Prospect coaches and their team. Coach Beischer there, just looking to fire up his players to keep the foot on the gas, keep the pressure on, and maybe even try to score again in the 2.5 minutes that are remaining. All right, so for some updated stats here, Caccini has 222 passing yards with 12 for 14. Pretty impressive showing. That quarterback percentage rate is about 80%, maybe a little higher, which is much higher than average for most quarterbacks. Most are around 65%. But it looks like we'll see a touchback here. Donnelly has 122 rushing yards with 2 touchdowns. Sitchy with 136 and 3 touchdowns. Sutton with 52 rushing yards and a touchdown. And Kemp with 34 rushing yards and a touchdown. All remarkable performances on their own, but it is impressive to see how this team has put it together for this commanding 49-0 lead. We'll see the ball taken up at the 20 here by the Maine West Warriors. All right, we'll see a pretty close formation here, which might suggest a run. Yep, there's a run to the middle. Looks like stop short for a loss of 1 or 2. That kickoff sponsored by Knee Law Firm.
That was Pepsic and Letzing with the stop for Prospect behind the line of scrimmage. 2nd 11.
All right, we see more receivers on this play than the last, which probably suggests some sort of pass, especially considering their situation. Not too bad of an idea. We'll see how Maine West decides to respond. Fake handoff to the middle, 17 here. Makes the first down. Looks like Landon Sebo is going to make that catch. I believe the first down for them in quite a few drives. Want to say 3. But overall, a good play choice for second and long there.
Very impressive catch, too.
Yeah, he was pretty off balance, clearly not expecting it, and had to slide to try and make that effort as he's losing his footing. Pretty nice grab there. Looks like the running back didn't even know the snap happened as a slide and kind of a late hit. Doesn't look like they'll call it, though. He must have already been in the motion as he was going down.
Nelson with the keeper, brought down by Necropolis.
Yeah, it looks like Maine West wasn't very prepared on that play there, but we'll see if they can follow that up with some more preparedness and awareness into the game to try and keep the ball moving upfield and get a score. Clock is winding down here for the half, so they might elect to just prevent Prospect from scoring and kneel. Or do some short rushing plays. All right, snapped at 26 seconds left on the clock. To the middle, almost picked off. That was just outside of the hands of Ryan Sheehan. Or my apologies, that was Matthew Donnelly. Maybe it was Sheehan. No, my apologies, it was Sheehan. But ultimately not a great situation for Maine West as there's only 20 seconds on the clock to get it downfield, and they're at the 31. They're in 11 here. We'll see if they can get the first down.
Great effort by Sheen laying out for that one.
Yeah, unfortunately just out of reach. Didn't quite have the correct momentum there to get that grab. Looks like they'll elect for a handoff as he moves through the middle. Brought down at around the 35.
That was Pepsic and Hammerstrong with the stop for Prospect.
Looks like time will expire for the half. Quite a showing so far, 49-0 by Prospect. This night's offense has put up a great showing alongside the defense for putting up or allowing 0 points for the whole game. Before the Prospect Marching Knights take the field, we're going to kick it down to our sideline reporter, Sophia, who is standing by with Prospect head coach Dan DeBuff.
Thanks for joining us tonight, Coach. How are you feeling about the team this first half?
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to challenge ourselves and focus on us and try to play clean. There was a couple things that we definitely have to clean up, but for the most part, was really happy with the first half.
Yeah. How did you feel when the first touchdown was scored so quickly?
Yeah, we've been starting really fast ever since week 1. We've scored on every opening drive, so wanted to see that continue, and I thought we could do it, but we were able to execute and luckily start the game with some pace.
Yeah. And finally, what do you think about the defense tonight, because they've let no points be scored?
Yeah, defense is playing really well. Right now there's some guys stepping up that are out there that are maybe their first or second game with some of the injuries that we have, so I'm super proud of the kids that are stepping in. And Coach Collins obviously put a great plan together like usual.
Can I turn you off?
Okay. Nope. Thank you.
All right.
Didn't think so. And I'm bad like the Barbie. I'm a dog, but I still want to party.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll send you this picture of Black. Look at you.
Yo.
Look at you. It's so awesome.
Yeah.
There you are.
Thank you.
Was that fun?
Yeah, it was. I like this. If you ever need any more
Ladies and gentlemen, join. This is a jazzy frizzle down the guzzle.
Funky fresh. With my body so melodic, this beat rolls right through my chest. Everybody, Martin, Poppy came to party. Grab somebody, work your body. Let me see you 1, 2, step. Stop it, everybody get run for cover.
Pretty boy, here I come. Pumps in the bump, make you wanna hurt something. I can take your man, I don't have to text some. Hang up out the window, call me Michael Jackson. I'm a pain in your dumb. I am that so slept on. If you hit a rhyme, spit it, call me rerun. Hey, I'm what's happening. Gotta get my drink, that's right. Shake till it's thing, that's right. Mr. Mo's on the beat, that's right. Put it down for the street, that's right.
Hey, teach me how to do it. Teach me how. Baby, let's move. What? Can you teach me how to do it? You know why? 'Cause all the girls love it. All I need is a beat that's super bumpin'. And for you to back it up and dust it.
Let's hear it for the Prospect Dance team. The next performance at halftime of tonight's contest is by the Prospect Cheer Team. The cheer team is led by Coach Shelby Rosen and Teddy Cole.
Please tell me you didn't say anything bad.
Let's hear it for the Prospect cheer team.
Do you think there's time to get food?
Okay, you can totally go do bands too on the field, or should
Like to thank the volunteers of the band. Lots of parents spend hundreds of hours volunteering their personal time away from home and family every season with little recognition to volunteer their time to help support the band. Let's give them a round of applause. The final halftime performance tonight is the Prospect Marching Knights. The Prospect Band Boosters would like to thank their platinum sponsors for their generous support. Walter E. Smith, Nicholas and Associates, Hornstash, Fix This, and Lions Club of Mount Prospect. The PMK are under the direction of Chris Barnum. The PMK is led by drum majors Bethany Chung, Cole Licado, and Liv Tokimoto. This evening, the band will be performing their 2025 production, The Wolf You Feed.
instead a fight between two wolves. Some of the greatest battles will be fought within the silent chambers of your own soul. To feed only one would starve the other. To feed both means they will serve you well and be a part of something greater.
I will choose the light.
If you choose to feed the light,
What will you choose?
Let's hear it for the award-winning Prospect Marching Knights.
All right, that was just our wonderful Prospect Marching Knights here showing off their homecoming performance. We have a few sponsors we'd like to thank as well. We'd like to recognize Frederick's Funeral Home, our gold game sponsor for tonight's homecoming game, and a proud sponsor of the football team. Let's go Knights.
Tonight's halftime is sponsored by Integrated Design Specialists, a proud sponsor of the 2025 Prospect football team.
So we'll get ready to kick off here in about a minute as our band comes over to the student section.
Carter, what do you expect for the second half?
I probably expect to see a pretty strong showing from Prospect. They might sub out some of their main guys considering their lead to prevent injuries and try to get some of their other players some quality time in a varsity football match. Looks like David Martin's trying out some kicks here despite not being the main kicker for today. We'll see who ultimately ends up playing. But yeah, I expect to see a few substitutions, a few changes when we see them take the field. All right.
And let's hear for the Prospect drum line.
Prospect drum line is going to take their drums to the ends of the field while we prepare for kickoff. So far, we've had some impressive showing from some of our Prospect Knights. Jackson Caccini has had over 200 passing yards here with a 12 for 14 completions with an 86% completion rate. For reference, some of the greatest NFL quarterbacks for their careers are about 60 or a little bit higher. So it's impressive to see Caccini playing at such a high level tonight.
Matthew Donnelly's been running the ball like crazy. 12 plays for 116 total rushing yards with 2 touchdowns of himself.
Yeah, about 10 yards per rush there. That's pretty impressive as well. On a typical night, he's around 7, I would say, maybe a little lower. But this prospect blocking squad has been pretty elite in terms of helping Donnelly get some good yards in. Nathan Sitchie as well has been going off. He has 136 receiving yards and 12 rushing yards for 148 total yards and 3 touchdowns, all receiving. Quite an impressive showing there for Nate.
Jacob Sutton has 52 total yards and 3 receptions with 1 touchdown of his own.
Yeah, that's a pretty good rate for receptions there. I believe that's around 16 yards per reception, maybe a little more, which is quite insane considering how rarely he gets the ball. 17 yards is pretty impressive. For our prospect total stats, we have about 355 total rushing or total yards for our team throughout a half, which is pretty monumental considering a full game is probably around maybe 250 rushing or passing yards and about 100 or so rushing, and we're almost already there within the half. All right, looks like we have about 45 seconds until kickoff here. I believe Maine West will kick it off. Or no, Maine West will receive. Apologies. So we'll see how that goes for them.
I'd like to congratulate PMJ on the performance tonight. The Prospect Marching Knights were recently named grand champions at the Lake Park Lancer Gels competition and the Wheeling Chicagoland Marching Band Festival. Their next performance is Saturday, September 27th, right here at Gannett Stadium as part of the Night of Champions. Prospect will be kicking off to start the second half.
Right, so as time expires there, we start our third quarter. Prospect taking the field. Looks like they might have made a few substitutions. I believe number 0, I can't, yeah, Nicholas Lees was out on special teams earlier. I don't see him out on the field right now. It also looks like Siviero isn't kicking, and instead it is looks like Philippe Wilk instead. So we're making a few substitutions on Prospect's end. Doesn't look like that's the case for Maine West, but we'll see what changes they make. Yeah, it looks like generally the same squad for Maine West. Looks like Prospect's giving a few of their younger guys a shot here. The kick, it'll end up around the 10-yard line, picked up by, I believe that is Tate, taken around the 27-yard line before being brought down.
The Warriors brought down near the 27-yard line. First and 10.
All right, we'll see a first and 10 from Maine West. They have their usual layout here with 3 receivers, or maybe it looks like they're going to 4, so we'll probably see a passing play here. Depends what they choose to do. Could see a play action or any combination of things. It's motion in the backfield. 33 gets right through, forcing the quarterback to rush. Slides down for about a 6-yard gain.
Nelson with the keeper.
Yeah, this Prospect defense needs to keep it up. How they kept up that first half, holding the very minimum first downs and not giving them a lot of openings.
Yeah, of course. Looks like they still have some of their main pieces, but they're subbing out a few. Looks like Lees is back on the field for defense. I believe Connor Curran isn't out there, and he's normally one of the linemen. But we'll see how Prospect handles this change in lineup. Snap. Looks like he intended to hand it off, but he has to run it himself, being brought down to around the 30. Looks like for a 5-yard loss around.
That was Nicholas Lees with the stop for the Knights.
Lees with a tackle there, bringing him down at around. Looks like they're spotting it at 31. So this will be a third and 7, I believe. I expect another passing play here. The last two have been attempts at rushes. The first one went pretty well with the 6-yard gain, but the last one not so well. Looked like he intended to hand it off to his running back, but we'll see how they handle this play. All right, we see a snap. 33 gets through again. 21's out to the side, able to catch and make the first down before being brought down by a collection of prospect Knights. Looks like Kirk Hammerstrom made that stop there.
That is Ganger with the stop for the Knights. And number 26, I don't have this number. If anybody knows that.
Yeah, so it looks like they're keeping some of their main guys out here and just making a few gradual substitutions because Kirk Hammerstrom and Tyler Ganger are still out there. They're some of the starting guys for the defense. So it makes sense to keep them out there and still get some new minutes alongside. All right, high snap, hands it off to the running back for about, looks like a 2-yard gain, but brought back a little more. Avalos with the run there. We'll bring up a 2nd and 7.
That's Logan with the stop for the Knights. There's also Hammerstrom. That brings up 2nd and 7.
We see some movement by Maine West. Fake handoff to number 9 and hands it off to 21. Got a little hand on the helmet there around the first down marker, but is eventually brought down at prospects 45.
That's enough for a Warrior first down.
Maine West finally making some progress here.
Number 26
I believe they were -4 for rushing yards before the half. So I'm pretty sure they already have gotten around 20 to 30 in this drive alone. So that's some good progress there. We'll see if they can keep it up and maybe get a score or two in this game.
That was actually Sheehan with the stop.
All right, running a similar play, hands it off to number 9, excuse me. Brought down at around the line of scrimmage. That'll be Veccarello with that run.
That's Contreras with the stop for the Knights.
Looks like they'll mark him a yard short of the line of scrimmage for a 2nd and 11. All right, Maine West snaps it off, handing it off to 21 again. For about a 5-yard gain. Avalos making quite a run there, but stopped by the prospect defense.
Football is a team effort, but it demands individual success too. A Lakeside bank, that's exactly how we work. Every Lakeside client has their own Lakeside banker. It's the simple and unique, get your own Lakeside banker. Lakeside Bank, it's about time.
Alright, we'll see a 3rd and 5 here. This play could go any number of ways. I'd like to hand it off again, but a little backwards pass there, try and confuse the defense. They'll make it past the first down marker to still in bounds here, knocked out at around the 11 for, I believe, a 20-yard gain. Sounds about right. But yeah, pretty impressive run there by Avalos.
Nelson connects with Tate on that. Pushed out of bounds by Lee.
Or Tate, my apologies, not Avalos. Avalos received that ball initially and then snapped it to Tate where he made that run around back to advance to the goal line. This is the closest Maine West been to the opposition's goal by far tonight. I believe the closest they've been before is around the 40, so this is quite an improvement already for the second half.
Not what Prospect needed in their momentum, though. See if they can get this stop here.
Nelson looking for a deep ball into the end zone. Looks like broken up a bit, but pretty much looked out of range. Ryan Sheehan making the stop there.
Broken up by Sheehan.
All right, 2nd and 10 for Maine West. All of their receivers are going to be at the top of your screen, none at the bottom. We'll see how they decide to play this. Looks like they'll hand the ball off to Avalos. He makes quite a good run, making his way to around the 5-yard line before being brought down by a collection of Prospect Knights. Should be pretty close to a first down. Not entirely sure if they got it, but looks like the down markers are indicating that they did get that first down.
Hammerstrom, Contreras, and Sheehan on the stop. That's enough for another first down. First and goal for the Warriors.
Maine West running game already looks vastly improved from the previous half. The -4 rushing yards have now turned into over 50, with Avalos being the prime target, but that ball's fumbled a little by the quarterback and brought down by Sutton. Or Quentin Loken, my apologies.
All the way to the 5. One bad snap puts you so far behind. Puts them all the way from the 5 to the 14.
Yeah, I mean, pretty unfortunate turn of events there. Really couldn't get his handle on the ball. This 2nd and 12, it looks like, is going to be a little bit harder to manage for Maine West. But they have proven that they can handle these long balls. One of their first plays of this drive was a 2nd and 11 converted to a first down. You could probably pull something similar here with a 2nd and 12. All right, looks like another handoff to Avalos. Makes his way through the middle, back to around where they started at the 6-yard line.
That was Evan Saul with the initial stop for the Knights. That brings up 3rd and goal.
All right, so we've got about 2 minutes, 35 seconds left in the quarter. Plenty of time here for Maine West to score. Clock is winding down, though, because of the stoppage. With 2 more plays left in this drive, presumably, they should be able to score with time remaining for the Knights to make a run back. All right, we got the snap here to Nelson. Fires, picked off. I believe that is going to be Max Hargadon making his way past the 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, and touchdown Knights. A pick 6 by Max Hargadon.
By Hargadon for the Knights for a pick 6.
That is exactly what that Prospect defense needed.
Yeah,
in that
quite
territory.
A stop there. That was about a 99-yard rush. Impressive. I cannot imagine how it feels to be Max right now. Fantastic play. That touchdown was sponsored by Lakeside Bank, a proud sponsor of the 2025 Prospect Knights.
That interception sponsored by local shirt company.
All right, so we are going to see Prospect probably go for the extra point once again. They're not bringing out Seviero. Looks like it will be Shukoli instead, I believe. Not entirely sure what's happening. There might have been a called timeout. Or it looks like David Martin's going to be kicking this one. He is number 15 on your screen. Looks like one of the teams called a timeout. Not entirely sure which one. But yeah. Men, does your wife say your TV is too small? Let Integrated Design Specialists give you the audio/video upgrade you both deserve. From smart homes and surround sound to Wi-Fi, cameras, and golf simulators, Integrated Design Specialists does it all. IDSautomations.com.
Let's have a round of applause for Nelson from the Warriors.
Thank you to the Prospect football sponsor, Chris Welters, a community first real estate agent on the #1 team in Arlington Heights. He prides himself on professionalism and communication. If you want to win in the game of real estate, call Chris Welters and experience the difference.
All right. Looks like David Martin isn't kicking this one. It's going to be 48. It's going to be Philip Wilk. All right, the snap and the kick, pretty low, but good enough to make the extra point.
Wilkes, extra point is good.
56-0, Prospect Knights.
That extra point sponsored by Chris Welters, Realtor.
That extra point sponsored by Chris Welter, Realtor, a proud sponsor of 2025 Prospect Football. This kickoff is going to be sponsored by the Knee Law Firm, proud sponsor of 2025 Prospect Football. Then the White Singer TV is too small. Probably not. But let Integrated Design Specialists give you the audio, video.
All right, Maine West is improving their offense quite a bit here. Coming from a net 32 rushing yards compared to their -4 from the last half. And their quarterback improving their passing percentage, I believe, up from 33% up to 45. So they're making a decent run here to try and get back to having some scores.
Start the second half, Maine West's motion was all towards them.
Yep. And Prospect managed to make a fantastic play with a 99-yard pick six. We'll see Tate picking up around the 10, making his way up to the 30 before running out of bounds at around the 29-yard line.
Prospect's kick. Brought out near the.
We do have running clock, so time will not stop unless there's either a timeout.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, the momentum that Prospect was able to stop, considering how much the Maine West offense has been able to move or pressure the defense and get the ball where they needed to be. But Prospect was able to make a stop, and that's reflected by the score here. We'll see Maine West trying to make another go with the minute left in the third quarter. All right, looks like the snap wasn't even didn't even hit the quarterback, and it went straight to Tate as he tried to create some motion in the backfield. Ultimately brought down by 84, who's going to be Thomas Scahan. All right, we'll see a second and 4 here. As the clock winds down, they might just let the play clock run out into the fourth quarter.
Make sure you stick halfway through the fourth quarter to find out the dog of the game, sponsored by Hubby's Doghouse.
We got a handoff here, making the first down. Avalos making it to the 46.
That is the end of the third quarter, heading into the fourth now.
Stay there again with the stop for the Knights. And that's the end of the third quarter. Another special thank you to Prospect football sponsor Chris Welker.
So very little action from the Prospect offense there. I don't believe they even were able to get one play in because the majority of that quarter was basically just Maine West making gradual progress up the field before Prospect was able to make a pick six. So we'll see if the offense can kind of get back warmed up before the fourth quarter, where they might receive the ball at some point.
We build custom homes. Take on any and all remodeling and commercial jobs. Call Brogan Builders today to move your project forward. The Need Law Firm is a proud sponsor of Prospect Football. Trust the coaching staff to prepare the Knights game plan. Trust the Need Law Firm to help you prepare your game plan for your family and your legacy. Let's go Knights!
All right, so we'll be seeing a 1st and 10 here for Maine West.
At the 47-yard line.
With the 47 here. All right, Tate moving in the backfield. The quarterback that likes to sneak it makes it almost to the first down marker. Looks like he'll be stopped about a yard short, maybe a little less. Looks like they are marking it short.
Flanders.
Interestingly, the ball is past, or it didn't quite make it to the line, it looks like, but they are marking it a first down. Must have just barely touched that first down marker. Oh, we see an offsides here by Prospect.
It's a flag on the play. Looks like offsides.
Looks like LeBou made that early jump there. Got a little overexcited with that. Avalos has had a pretty decent game so far with 92 rushing yards. Considering how the rest of his team has been doing, he's been a bright spot for this Maine West team. The next highest receiver or running back has 3 total yards. So Avalos has certainly been the center point of this offense. We see a flag here as it looks like they made it to the first down marker, but
with the carry.
we might see
Close
something.
to the first down, but there's flag on the play.
This Maine West running back, Avalos, looks like a different person from half one to half two.
Looks like this will be a penalty on Prospect, so it might just be declined or move the ball forward. Looks like they'll be moving the ball forward.
That'll be 1st and 10 for the Warriors.
Looks like 15-yard penalty. I'm not entirely sure what it was, but they are within the 20. They are in the red zone now. Remember, the last time Maine West was in the red zone, we did see a pick 6, so maybe Prospect can make some more magic happen.
To remind everybody, spectators are not permitted on the field or track at any time before or after the game. Spectators are to enjoy the game from the stand.
All right. See Tate moving the backfield again. Quarterback runs the ball, makes it inside the 10, inside the 5 here. Looks like about a 16-yard rush. Pretty good for him. Nelson making that run for his first positive rushing of the night.
And Flanders with the stop for the Knights. That's enough for another first down, 1st and goal.
This Maine West offense has been all run tonight. They haven't been able to pick up really much with the passing side of it, especially with the last drive they had through a 95-yard pick 6.
All right. We could see either a rush or a run here, or a rush and or a pass here, but it looks like they'll elect to rush it to Avalos, and it looks like he's in the goal line, and they will call that a Maine West touchdown for Avalos. That'll be about his 100th rushing yard for the night. Pretty impressive second half showing here. Pretty impressive to see what this kid can do. That'll be Maine West's first score, cutting the lead from 56-0 to 56-6.
See if they go for a 2-point conversion, or did they just go for the field goal?
Could go either way. I don't really see a point in doing the 2-point conversion, because ultimately it's cutting down from 7 scores to 8, or it's cutting down from 8 scores to 7. If they make every 2-point conversion, they can, without the Knights scoring anymore. So to me, at least, it doesn't make that much sense to do so. Looks like Maine West will take a timeout, or maybe Prospect. But Maine West sideline pretty fired up there from that touchdown. Certainly reviving their crowd from the night.
The Nee Law Firm is a proud sponsor of the Prospect football. Trust the coaching staff to prepare the Knights' game plan. Trust the Nee Law Firm to help you prepare your game plan for your family and your legacy. Go Knights!
Committed to helping customers and community dreams come true by helping you move forward with the financial tools, local support, and expert guidance you need to take your next step. Learn more at busey.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, looks like they'll elect for the 2-point conversion here. Maybe just to get some reps in. Tate moving in the backfield. Hand off to Tate. Or no, yes, correct. Looks like he might have dived in for that 2-point conversion. A little hard to tell. They will call it a 2-point conversion.
Successful.
So that cuts the lead 56-8. Prospect. Broken Builders is a residential and commercial construction company located in Mount Prospect. They build custom homes, take on any and all remodeling and commercial jobs. Call Broken Builders today to move your project forward.
The law firm, Sarah to the rescue, Misano Salon, Chris Welter, Broken Builders, Novak and Parker, Local Shirt Company, Integrated Design Specialist.
Broken Builders is a residential and commercial construction company located in Mount Prospect. We build custom homes, take on any and all remodeling and commercial jobs. Call Broken Builders today to move your projects forward.
Coastline Academy, 56 Dental, Costco, City Bureau Salon, Mitchell IEP, Russ Woken Landscaping, Cola Optimal Foods, Bussy Auto, Mrs. P&Me, Kirsten Brogan at Stark Railroad, Cairo Capital Wealth Management.
All right, looks like they're switching up their offensive special teams as well. Since he's not receiving this one, it looks like it will be Henry Kozel and either Matthew Collins or Nello Gambardino. Both wear number 18. Matthew Collins, it looks like. All right, the kickoff will be short of the end zone, picking it up around the 6. Elects to take it out. 14 bringing it up past the 30, up to the 35. About a 30-yard run for Henry Kozel.
Brings the ball out near the 35-yard line. First and 10.
Henry Kozel with a big kickoff return.
Yeah, 30-yard run is no laughing matter. Pretty impressive showing from him. Nothing to scoff at. Especially for being a backup. Pretty great run. We'll see 4 Prospect receivers. We tend to see this lineup a little more than with Maine West. We'll elect for a QB sneak.
David Martin with the quarterback keeper.
Looks like we switched up quarterbacks too. We're no longer using Caccini. We're switched to David Martin. A little high snap there. Martin grabs it out to 14 again. Makes it to the sideline for about a 7-yard gain.
Martin throws the ball to Kozel. Not Cozio, actually. Yes, Cozio. Brings up 3rd and 5.
All right, it's 3rd and 5 for the Knights here. We might see another run from the quarterback. We could also see a passing play. Looks like he attempts to pitch, but sneaks it through. Dave Martin making it to about the 48-yard line.
Keeper, up for a first down. 1st and 10, Knights.
1st and 10 for Prospect as they make it to the first down marker. All right, high snap again. Martin recovers it, hands it off, but unfortunately brought down maybe around the line of scrimmage for a 0 to 1 yard gain for Julian
Correction,
Cranes.
our quarterback is actually Taj. That was Cranes with the run. 2nd 11.
All right, 2nd 11 for Prospect. All right, another pitch fake as Martin rushes it up the field to the Maine West 45-yard line for a gain of, I believe, 9? So it'll now be 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2, you can really go a multitude of ways here. I think it makes more sense for Prospect to rush it here, considering their position in the field and 2 yards being a pretty short distance. But we'll see what the coaching staff elects. Very short snap. David Martin fakes a handoff, runs it, and it looks like he'll make the first down. Really great recovery there. But it looks like they'll mark him short of the first down, actually.
Down just short of the first down. That's going to be 4th and 1.
I would not be surprised to see them go for it, considering the state of the game and the amount of time left. We'll see what the Knights decide to do. Looks like they're going for it. Ooh, we saw some jumping. I don't think either passed the line of scrimmage, though.
This would be a big 1 yard gain for this Prospect offense to keep the momentum hot.
Another high snap. These snaps have been everywhere as David Martin just sits on the ball to try and not turn the ball over, even though it's kind of in the same spot.
That's going to be turnover of downs. Warrior ball.
A little unfortunate luck for David Martin as he's had a few bad snaps, but Maine West will take the ball at the 48-yard line, it looks like. Looks like we'll see a few new faces for the Prospect defense. This looks like a majority junior defensive line here. Maybe sophomores in there too. We'll see how they handle the playing time here. 23 in the backfield for Maine West. Hands it off to him. Makes it past the 45. Strips a tackle. Makes it down the sideline to the 34 for an about 11-yard gain? Maybe a little more. Looks like 14-yard gain.
That was Diallo on the carry.
Maine West offense has really turned it up recently. Looks like they subbed out their main running back of Avalos from earlier. But we'll see how they decide to take it. Or never mind, he is still right next to the quarterback. 23 just took that last running play. But Avalos will make that 7-yard gain.
That was Barrett with the stop. He also was the stop last time around, the last play. 2nd and 4.
All right, 2nd and 4 for Maine West. Should be pretty easy first down over the next 2 plays. I would not be surprised if they go for it on 4th down either, but we'll see where this shot takes them. All right, we see the snap, fake, and the quarterback almost brought down at the line of scrimmage, but is able to make a further run down to about the 20 for a first down. Thank you to Prospect football sponsor Bussy Bank is committed to helping customers and communities' dreams come true by helping you move forward with the financial tools, local support, and expert guidance that you need to take your next step. Learn more at bussy.com. Member of FDIC and an equal housing lender. All right, the snap looks like they've taken on a new quarterback as well. Incomplete pass for, I believe, a second and 10.
Domino's pass incomplete. That's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Right, about a minute left in the game. Quarterback lets to throw it downfield for a 23 for, a broken up pass. That was right in the hands of that receiver with a great effort by the Prospect defense to knock it out before he had possession. There's a whistle on the play, not entirely sure what they're signaling. Looks like a timeout by one of the teams. But it looks like both will stay on the field. All right, 46 seconds left on the clock. Maine West might try to make a run for some points here just to end off their night. All right, snap. 43 gets pretty wide open. Ball's in the end zone, but incomplete. 3rd and 10.
Pass is incomplete. Brings up 4th and 10.
Or, excuse me, 4th and 10. Ball game is pretty much over. Clock's winding down from 15 seconds. We'll see if Maine West just decides to kneel or go for a final play. Time may expire before they get the chance to do so. All right, snap the play right before time expires. Out to 23 and brought down. Oh, not brought down. Still running somehow. Escaped several tackles before being brought down by the 10-yard line, and that will cap off the game. We are now going to name our Hubby's Doghouse Dog of the Game, Nate Sitchie for the Prospect Knights, with 148 total yards, 3 touchdowns, and 136 receiving yards. We want to thank our crew. We have our executive producer, Ryan Pagorni, our associate producer, Sammy Coles, our cameramen, Dylan Borgio, Angelo Sagatelli, and Brecken Burns, our statisticians, Henry Bulow and Harris Amani, and our silent reporter, Sophia Costi. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We hope you enjoyed it and that you'll join us again on October 3rd when Wheeling visits George Gaddis Stadium for a Week 6 game against the Knights. You can follow the Knight Media on social media for coverage of the Knights' trip to Wheeling, their game against Wheeling the next week. Good night, all.
we're going to take it down to the sideline to give Nate Sitchie a post-game interview.
Hi, I'm here with Nate Stitches, senior, number 6. Nate, congrats on the win and being hubby's hot dog of the game.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
What's your hot dog going to look like?
You know, I think I'm going to do a Chicago-style dog, and I'm going to name it Nate Dog with 2 G's.
Sounds great. Yeah.
Thank you.
I didn't.